Hi, Girl Scouts. My name is Montserrat Hidalgo, and I earned my Gold Award in 2024. As someone who has been through this process, I understand that writing a proposal can seem daunting at first. Today, I'll break down each part of the proposal and guide you through the general writing process. Once you have an idea for your Gold Award project, it's time to get approval from the Council. To do so, you will submit your proposal through Step 4 on the Go Gold website, where you will fill out a series of 14 screens to explain your project. Throughout your proposal, you should emphasize the 5 key elements of a Take Action project: root cause, national or global link, leadership, sustainability, and measurability. This will show your interviewer that your project has Gold Award caliber. You'll be first asked to explain the issue you wish to tackle. You can write about your chosen issue from a more general perspective to give your reader a brief and basic overview. Let's go over an example from my own proposal. I tackled the issue of urban heating in my community, something that is common in many low-income communities. In addition to explaining what urban heating is, I highlighted the national and global implications of this issue, which represents one of 5 keys. My Gold Award addressed the issue that urban heating is a common factor in low-income communities. This is due to environmental injustices such as lack of green spaces, factories emitting toxins into the community, and or freeways and train tracks near housing. Next, you'll be asked to identify the root cause of your issue and how you will address it. This is where you will show what you have learned through your research. If we go back to my proposal, I identified that marginalization and historical redlining leads to a lack of clean natural resources in low-income communities. I plan to address the root cause by both educating my community on environmental justice and planting a native garden to lower the surface temperatures. This part of my proposal hits 3 key elements: measurability by explaining how I gave 5 informational presentations to community organizations, leadership by recruiting a team of volunteers to plant the garden, and lastly, addressing my root cause. Next, you'll be asked to identify how your target audience will gain the desired skills or knowledge. This is the time to show off your project's sustainability and measurability. In my proposal, I measured the growth in knowledge of environmental justice through interviews after conducting presentations in my community. Changing the perspective and attitude of your community members is one of the ways to make your project sustainable. I know that my audience gained the desired skills or knowledge because environmental organizations such as Tree People, Nature for All, Paint Care, and Palos Verdes Land Conservation were tabling at the event. PowerPoint presentations were done for both students and community members. Volunteers were given a demonstration on how to plant before doing it on their own. I measured our volunteers' growth of knowledge and skills through interviews that will be used for an environmental article. Next, you will outline the sustainability of your project. In my proposal, I explained how I reached an agreement with the high school club to ensure that my garden would be watered frequently. If you want more information about this step, refer to our video on sustainability. My Gold Award will be sustained beyond my involvement through the Youth Action Club at Southgate High School, which will continue to overlook the California Native Plant Garden at Hollandale Park. The city has agreed to water the California Native Plant Garden 2 to 3 times a week. I was able to take leadership in this matter as the previous garden died out due to overwatering by the city. The paint is to last at least a year. Information on the project and steps are on @loweringtemp_GSGold Instagram. Lastly, you will be asked to highlight the last key leadership in your proposal. In my proposal, I outlined how I assembled a team of 20 volunteers to plant the garden, as well as leading presentations for youth in my community. In your proposal, you can write about who you will recruit to be on your team and how you will enlist their help to carry out your project. I led volunteers in the setting up of plants in designated planting locations, led volunteers in planting 20 California native plants, led volunteers in painting the pathway of the California Native Plant Garden, led presentations at school and in the community, led the Youth Action Club at Southgate High School and brought them to the event, led a team of organizers and organizations to receive donations for supplies such as California native plants, gardening tools, painting supplies, and snacks and waters for volunteers. Once you're done filling out Step 4 on Go Gold, You will review, upload the necessary documents, and submit your proposal. It is extremely important that you attach all the required forms in your proposal submission, which includes the parent information sheet, advisor profile, proposal signatures, and letter of support from community partner. More information on these documents can be found in the Gold Award Handbook. The link to attach these documents is located midway through the proposal form. Oftentimes, girls aren't ready to attach them until the end and accidentally submit the proposal without going back and attaching these files. If you forget one or more of these documents, you cannot be scheduled for an interview. This is the most common mistake that causes unnecessary delays in the process. Double and triple check that you have attached everything before hitting the submit button. You must submit your proposal before 11:59 p.m. on the first business day of the month to be eligible for that month's interviews. Once you submit your report, check your email at least once a week for messages from Girl Scouts. If there are any issues with your proposal, a Gold Award committee member will send you an email, and it is important to respond in a timely manner. If there are no issues, your Gold Award committee member will email you to schedule an interview date and time. Due to limited interview spots each month, it may take up to 2 months after your initial proposal submission to schedule an interview, so plan accordingly. Remember, you must get approval for your project before starting to work on it, beyond the 10 pre-approved hours you are allotted. Now, before we wrap this up, let's go over a few tips from the Gold Award interviewers themselves. Though it is infrequent, some girls write out their whole proposal, go to submit, and their whole proposal is lost. To prevent this from happening, interviewers recommend that girls write the content of their proposal in a separate Google Doc and copy and paste into the proposal as they go. Also, to proceed through the Go Gold form online, you will need to fill the boxes to move on to the next page. If you aren't ready to fill in a particular box, you can fill in those boxes with a random letter so you can proceed through the form. You can always go back and fill in missing information, but please double check that you filled in every box before submitting your proposal to do this. If you have any questions or need further support, please don't hesitate to contact Deanne Moore at dmoore@girlscoutsla.org. We look forward to seeing all the amazing projects you'll create.